Hey everybody. So I kind of wanted to introduce myself and to officially welcome you all to our sneak peek week for Team Restoration. I'm so excited that you all are here and so happy that you decided to be part of our Coach Open House. My goal for this week is to teach you and show you what coaching is, answer any questions that you have, and hopefully see if team restoration is a good fit for you and just coaching in general. Don't be afraid this week to ask questions. Don't be a wallflower. Post and comment and ask your questions and get involved. That's the only way you're going to learn. So anyway, with that said, I wanted to share kind of a bit about my story and why I'm a coach and kind of what got me here. So when I was 8 years old, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And from the time I was 8 years old until just before my 18th birthday, she battled breast cancer. And when she wasn't battling breast cancer, she was dealing with other health issues that were, somewhat related to her weight. She was morbidly obese. I can remember her greatest, I think, desire was to be healthy. I can remember that as a common thing that she talked about growing up. She wanted to be healthy and she wanted to lose weight. And she had hypothyroidism like I do. And she just, between all of the difficult health issues that were going on, she just wasn't able to be successful at it. She lacked the tools and the knowledge and just wasn't able to do it. But anyways, so when I was about 10 years old, that's the first time that I can remember, my self-esteem issues coming up and food issues and stuff. I can remember, like, at 10 years old, not wanting to eat and not eating and then going and riding my bike for hours and hours up and down the street, hoping to burn enough calories to, lose some weight. I was not an overweight child or an overweight teenager, but because I saw my mom and how she handled her own weight and her own self-esteem issues and whatnot, I adopted those same thoughts and feelings about myself, that I wasn't good enough, that I needed to lose weight and I needed to be a certain size to be accepted by society. So yeah, I was a very, very depressed kid, very depressed, teenager, and had carried those eating issues, food issues, basically my whole life up until now, really. But back then it was a starvation thing. I never, like I said, was overweight. I just wouldn't eat. So when I was just before my 18th birthday, my mom passed away. And I made a pact with myself when she passed that I would never be like her physically. I did not want my kids to have to see a mom who's unhappy, or I didn't want them to see me be sick constantly. I wanted them to have a mom who was healthy and fit and happy and able to go play with them and run around, and that was my pact that I made with myself at 18. Fast forward a lot of years, I got married and had, by 2009, that summer, I had 2 kids, 2 little boys. Caden, who was my middle one now, he was about a year old the summer of 2009. And I had reached my highest weight at that point, but I was in complete denial. It wasn't until a family member had taken some pictures at a family gathering that I saw myself and kind of had my aha moment and realized that if I did not make some changes, that I was basically headed down the same path as my mom, and that scared the crap out of me. So I made a decision that summer to start making some changes. Um, Up until that point, Josh and I got married extremely young. He was about 19 and a half, and I had just turned 20 a couple of weeks before our wedding. So we were very young. Neither of us had had serious relationships before. We had no idea what we were getting into. So our first few years of marriage were extremely difficult, and basically I ate my feelings without even realizing it. I kind of went the opposite of what I was as a teenager. Instead of starving myself, I ate all of my feelings. And so in 2009, when I saw that picture, it was my aha moment. So in 2009, I started making those changes, some, dietary changes, simple little things. It was very, very step-by-step baby steps. And then fast forward a little bit, I had our third child in December of 2010. And he was born with some heart defects. And 2011 was pretty much spent either in the hospital with him or preparing for other surgeries, or just that year. His first year was pretty rough. And so I was kind of on the back burner that whole year, and didn't really get to do much with my health. In 2012, May of 2012, he was finally stable, and I put myself back up on the front burner and decided to get serious again about my health. And by that point, unfortunately, I had already developed hypothyroidism. So basically, for the next 3 years, I struggled more than I have ever struggled in my life. It was pretty terrible. I could not, well, I lost 19 pounds over the course of a year, which is kind of ridiculous for most people. Most people can lose 19 pounds in just a couple of months, right? But for me, it was extremely, extremely difficult. I spent a lot of these 3 years, the next 3 years, very depressed and unhappy. In 2013, I gained all of the weight back. We were living with family, and my son had his third open heart surgery that summer, and we were building a house that year, and it was just crazy, and I gained it all back. Like I said, I was very unhappy, very depressed. I was horribly, horribly fatigued. The symptoms that come along with hypothyroidism are not fun. If you've had it, then you know what I'm talking about. Or even if you have, any kind of hormone imbalance, you kind of get an idea of how horrible it is. So this is like 8.5 minutes long. Gosh. So in the summer of 2014, I decided to make an Instagram to kind of hold myself accountable and get out there and meet people that were kind of in the same boat. And that's when I came across my coach, Brittany Powers. You might know her as at Fit Mom, Fit Brit. And she changed my life. I watched her. I kind of Instagram stalked her for a while. And just saw what she was doing, and it caused me to look into Shakeology some more, and the Beachbody programs, and coaching in general. Like I said, I saw what she was able to do and how she was helping people, and it kind of lit a fire in me. I started Shakeology in January of this year. And within about a week or two, my hypothyroidism symptoms, the fatigue, completely went away. Before that, I literally had to lay in bed the entire day, like not even kidding. I was so, so exhausted and depressed. I couldn't do anything. I would do my workout and I had it down to a science how many calories I could burn without making myself literally sick. Or, had to spend the next couple of days in bed. Like, it was nuts. So within about a week or two of starting Shakeology, I was felt normal. I had no fatigue anymore. I could do my workouts. I could clean the house. I could do extra projects, whatever I wanted. It was awesome. Um, and that's when I decided to start my coaching journey. I saw what this, company had done for me and for others, and I wanted to help other people. Um, I don't want anybody to have to go through the pain and frustration that I have had to go through on my health journey. And so that's why I'm a coach, to encourage and inspire other people and to stay on my own health journey, obviously keep myself accountable, and to make a better life for my family. I actually sat down recently and added up the last 6 months that I've made, and I realized that in the last 6 months of just part-time, maybe a couple hours a day, maybe, I pretty much took off the summer completely from business, and I still made enough every single month to cover my Shakeology, to make a car payment, and to cover one of our small, utility bills like water. When I realized that, I was like, whoa, like I hadn't realized that I was able to do all that. So yeah, and that's just doing it part-time, just a couple hours a day, maybe, if even that. So, anyways, if you have any questions about my journey, don't be afraid to ask. Reach out to me. I'm here to help you, whether or not you become a coach or not. I'm still here to help you, encourage you, inspire you. So anyways, that's a smidgen, a 12-minute long video about my story. So I will talk to you guys later.